There is no place like Las Vegas if you're looking to be entertained, but many worry coronavirus is on the verge of threatening the city's performers.
A lot of conventions, a lot of things are getting canceled left and right, so it is kind of affecting us.
And not just their livelihoods, but their health as well. The CDC has warned people about the need to wash hands thoroughly, but also included in their recommendations are avoiding crowded areas and close contact with people, utilizing the keep 6 feet away rule. Easier to do if you're on stilts.
We just replaced high fives for fist bumps and, use hand sanitizer, and really the flu is more dangerous is what I'm hearing. So, the life goes on. The show goes on. Oh.
At a restaurant opening on Fremont Street Monday, Mayor Carolyn Goodman downplayed fears.
Don't get scared of everything and all the media telling you to get scared. One day at a time, you just as easily could break your neck falling off a curb in some other city.
But at least one promoter.
We probably have over 1,000 independent contractors and about a little under 300 employees.
Says he may have no choice but to scale back. Ken Henderson with Best Agency represents performers like singer-songwriter and Las Vegas entertainer Clint Holmes. He says his top priority is looking out for his clients.
Most of our talent are out with the public, really close contact. And then we have talent that we represent that we're booking cruises for them all across the country. So, those are things you have to look out for your talent.
Performers agree the show must go on, but much will depend on how much the virus spreads, how long the virus lasts, and whether visitors are even willing to take the risk of travel.
One piece of advice we hear from health experts is to stop touching our faces.
Most of us do that many times throughout the day without even thinking about it, and it's hard to stop. News 3's Max Darrow joins us live with why that's the case and advice on how to break the habit.
Psychologist says it's the case because many of us have been doing this for so many years, probably unknowingly, and it's a tough habit to break. But he does say that if you catch yourself doing it, probably on the right track. As the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases increases, health experts consistently urge people to wash their hands for 20 seconds and not to touch their faces. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
How often do you think you touch your face a day?
Now, I'm probably 5 to 10. Used to be a lot more.
Everyone says to stop doing it, but nobody says how.
That's UNLV Assistant Professor of Psychology, Stephen Benning.
We adults have so much experience just casually doing this stuff to relieve the daily minor discomforts that we feel. It's very difficult for us to stop.
He says training will take a conscious effort but should pay off. His top method requires discipline and a genuine desire to break the habit.
Write down what it is that you did to touch your face, what the urge or the sensation was immediately before you touched your face, and what situation you found yourself in. And do this for 2 to 3 days to really get a sense of how you touch your face. It will give them the ability to write things out and see it rather than having to keep it all in their memory.
If you're not that motivated, he says try and have some fun with it.
Rather than doing it for yourself, make it a challenge among your friends. Gamify it.
Any effort is better than none.
There are some studies suggesting that this simple act of self-monitoring can reduce the amount of face touching that you experience.
Dylan Person wants to improve and hopes others will too.
I try to be pretty good about it, especially considering what all's been going on. But I get that it's pretty hard. We're all used to touching our face.
So the psychologist says when you get an urge, find a subtle response. Perhaps press your hand on your thigh like this, maybe lightly clench your fist. The idea, just something you can do in the moment for about a minute or so that'll move you away from moving to, fall to that urge and touch your face. Says that urge should be gone within a minute or so. Reporting live tonight, Max Darrow, News 3.
Max, thank you.
Well, Marie and Jim, there were hundreds of people at this presentation today. They just wanted to get an update on the project. They were also able to fill out this questionnaire where they could voice some of their concerns. Now, I spoke with several people today, and many of them said they still have mixed reactions.
It would be lovely if it was sticking with my kind of entertainment, music, theater, but not sports.
Some revenue to our community. It'll add a further culture to our community.
There was standing room only at the Sun City McDonald Ranch Clubhouse this afternoon.
We're going to get started a little early. We have reached capacity in the room.
The city gave background on the 6,000-seat entertainment venue that would replace the pavilion.
Obviously, there's a significant investment needed in the pavilion, and then we do lose money on that pavilion on an annual basis.
Some residents saying they feel their voices are not being heard.
I don't see where they're giving anybody a vote or a voice.
I think the community's been a little upset that we didn't somehow release it to them and have a discussion with them, but obviously once the announcement was made, we put out a notice to have the meeting.
After the presentation, breakout groups provided an opportunity for residents to get some answers.
Access of the library and the multi-gen? Okay, during events.
A popular concern about the new facility, traffic and parking. The city says there are some options.
Potential for what we're calling a fly under or a tunnel, where we could create a wider median on Green Valley Parkway.
Green Valley Parkway, that definitely needs to be addressed because it's congested now without the traffic. But seeing the tunnel idea, I think that's pretty cool.
Others worried about losing green space.
We have very little now as it is because, they're taking out all anything that's green in the whole valley.
Part of the presentation that caused a stir today when the city says they still don't have a price tag.
I think they're a little ahead of the ball game, not giving any kind of cost to the stadium. That'd be interesting to see.
I think it would be premature for us to say there's a cost and then ask for a lot of input, and that's kind of been the challenge of tonight.